Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakach Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is Thamayim in Atlanta, and I found this article on News Target, came out February 27th, 2024. And it says Flouride Action Network suing to stop water fluoridation nationwide. And thought it was interesting just because the subject is coming up now after this has been being put into the water supply for 60, 70 plus years. And years ago, I was doing my own research on fluoride and realized that the first time it was used was in Russian prisons to make the prisoners more docile. And then from there, it started being put into countries' water systems to make the people in general, the population, more docile. And since then, other nations and countries have stopped the use of it because it's actually a poison. It's a derivative from industrial products. And fluoride itself, it's used in rat poisons. It's an actual poison. And that made me actually get a fluoride filter in my house, at least for our drinking water. Not so much in the showers and such, but because that can still seep into your body through your skin. But it's really just something we can't outrun. This whole society that is set up is defiled, and we just have to pray to the Lord for our health and that he keeps us. But moving back to the article, it says a landmark legal case against artificial water fluoridation in the United States is moving forward, with mostly flying colors as the illustrious Michael Connett of Waters Cross and Paul is asking the court system, does fluoridation present an unreasonable risk of neurodevelopmental effects? If successful, the case, said to be airtight and near impossible to argue against, to quote the advocacy group Flouride Alert, will force the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, to take action to address the risk as required by law. It has the potential to end artificial water fluoridation all across America. And I wouldn't get your hopes up at all for this. There's a reason that Esau still fluoridates America's water, and that's because America, or Babylon the Great, is where the Israelites are, and they want to keep us in a docile state so that their system can continue, because it's once the Israelites rise up, which the Israelites are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that means an end to Esau's reign or rule, which Esau being the so-called Caucasian race. And once we rise up, they fall, or once they fall, we rise up. Which also shows you that not everybody can be saved, because Israel's salvation hinges on the destruction of Esau's rulership and Babylon's fall. Moving back to the article. Simply put, fluoridation chemicals are drugs, which means Americans are entitled under the law to informed consent. This means that public water systems would no longer be allowed to automatically fluoridate everyone's water without each household's express permission. Every American household that currently receives fluoridated water would have to be informed of the risk involved with consuming the drug, which has been linked to decreased IQ in children, neurodevelopmental damage, and other health problems. Fluoridating the water supply is a de facto medication administered with the alleged goal of promoting dental health. Fluoride alert says the government does not solicit informed consent from the patient, the public, prior to dumping fluoride into the water supply. The government is in violation of informed consent. And yeah, no one asked the population if they wanted this or not, and they actually pushed it as having some benefits to your teeth or to your teeth. And through my research, it seems like it's very minuscule effects that are given while you're just taking in a poison, which can decrease IQ, which can make the population more docile, and that could be a reason that these Americans aren't raising hell like the other nations are, because you look around, especially France, they're constantly protesting and rioting, and you see it in these other nations as well. But the US, where some of the biggest violations of the law have taken effect, the Americans are just sitting around. Some of them are talking about it, but for the most part, most have no idea what is going on. And so I wouldn't get my hopes up for this at all. But just to show that fluoride is a waste byproduct, this is from PubMed. And it says, although fluoride is used industrially in a fluorine compound, the manufacture of ceramics, pesticides, aerosol propellants, refrigerants, glassware, and Teflon cookware, which that's where those forever chemicals come from, which they say are all riddled within our bodies. It says it is a generally unwanted byproduct of aluminum, fertilizer, and iron ore manufacture. So you're taking this in without anyone asking you if you want it to, and they just put it into the water supply. And this is definitely having adverse effects on health. We're a sickly population in general. And this is just what we get with Esau's rulership, poison in our water. And so let's get to the scriptures. This is Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 13. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And this is the time of the Gentiles. Jerusalem is being trodden down by these Gentiles, and they've completely defiled our bread and our water. There's GMOs in most of the foods. Even organic foods are not completely organic. And as they say, you are what you eat. And so we're taking in these defiled products, these poisonous products, and you can see the effects on people. There's been cancer has been on the rise ever since, mid 20th century. It's just growing and growing and growing. You have children with ADHD and all sorts of little problems that they didn't previously have, and just all sorts of sickness, and just people being unhealthy in general. And that's because of the defiled foods, the defiled seeds, the defiled water, the chemtrails that they put into the air. We're just in a defiled environment, and we need Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai to take us out of this. Even the heathen really need this change, because they are destroying themselves just like women destroy themselves when they're not in subjection. So we're going to go to Mark chapter 16, and we'll start at 16 as well. Mark 16 and 16. He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. And these signs shall follow them that believe. In my name shall they cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. And the point being, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. Because the Lord has us. He has us in this situation, but He, as He's promised, there will be a remnant of Israel only, that He will save and take out of this hellhole, out of this mess that Esau and the other heathen have created. And although they've defiled our bread, they have poisoned our water, Jacob is still going to rise out of this mess and into rulership under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And so, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.